Celebrity culture is getting weird because I think we're forgetting what celebrity culture is and what it was there for. To appreciate the arts that they bring us, from movies to music and even sports. To watch people that can do things that very few many people can do, like singing, dancing, like acting, like throwing the footballs, like the sports, playing basketball. Very few people could do those things, right? And that's to be celebrated and appreciated. But recently, I landed on this kind of TikTok where people are celebrating, criticizing, and defending Taylor Swift's wedding, right? To the point where people are really pissed off and really mad, or people are really happy and really excited as if they know who Taylor Swift is personally, because they feel like they watched her grow up and feel like they've been influenced by her so immensely that they have a personal relationship with her. You know?
I feel like this is the American royal wedding at this point.
We were wondering where our invitation was.
Actually, we look in the mailbox like every day and our invitation wasn't there, so we're going to run back or call our home and see if it's there.
I saw trees. They're like doing a tree theme, so maybe something to do with one of her albums, like folklore or something.
So if you don't know, Taylor Swift is getting married to Travis Kelce, and they're doing this. They did this 3-day event in New York, shutting down all types of small business in the process. And people were criticizing Taylor Swift about that because people with small business demand are really dependent on small foot traffic, and she closed down a lot of blocks, but also wanted to be private about it and all that. So there's a lot of people defending Taylor Swift and for that, and a lot of people who are criticizing Taylor Swift for that. And I'm not gonna give her a point any which way. I think it's kind of weird. You know, sometimes I feel like you just go off and get married, but whatever. If you got the money, you got the money, I guess. But it got me thinking about parasocial relationships. And if you don't know what parasocial relationships is, a person feeling the emotional connection of someone that they never met, never really have an interaction to, but feel a deep connection with, even though the relationship doesn't exist, even though they never met this person. And it can be sometimes with a regular person. It can be mostly it's with celebrities. And I think with Instagram and social media, you get to see the curated, sometimes poignant, idealized version of the celebrity that you like, because you get to follow them, and so you feel like you get to know them because you get to see the pictures they post. And like I say, sometimes that can be curated and sometimes it's authentic. And I think we sometimes forget that these people, Taylor Swift, The Rock, Kevin Hart, have marketing teams to keep them relevant. And the thing is, they're trying to sell authenticity to you. And I think sometimes that people really buy into it, and that means the art of really good marketing. But I feel like sometimes people are blurring the lines between what is real and what is not real, what's reality and what is really fantasy. And you know, your brain can trick you. And nothing wrong inherently with parasocial relationships, but sometimes it can be harmful when people can't decipher between what's real and what's fake, you know?
Do you want to talk about some of those feelings?
I love you.
Obviously, you don't know me.
I love you so much.
So, to me, it just blurred the lines of admiration to versus identity. I feel like the problem is when people start to defend this person so hard, like they feel personally attacked when you criticize their favorite celebrity or their favorite athlete. You know what I'm saying? To the point where some people want to fight. Like, I know parts of New Orleans, if you say the wrong thing about Drew Brees, they might kill you, man, because he's brought a Super Bowl there, right? Now, I understand that brings a lot of the community together and all that, but I think to a point we need to relax, take a chill pill, calm down, because I think people make their whole identity that person. Like, you know, you have the Swifties, I think Minaj has like the Beehive, or is it Beyonce that had the Beehive? I don't remember. I think it's Beyonce that got the Beehive. They were like destroying careers over you criticizing or saying anything negative about their favorite celebrity. And I'm like, these people don't know you. And I'm gonna keep reiterating
Today, Junior.
that. I know I didn't say that right. But I think sometimes I also ask myself, why do they do this? It's a big community, you know, it's a sense of idealized self. I think sometimes certain people that live in those worlds don't really like who they are. And so the idea of being the person that they really admire the most, feels more comfortable, more secure. This is their comfort person. But I think that we need to promote more positivity within self and self-esteem within self, that we don't have to feel like we have to defend people that we don't know, like these celebrities, I'd like to iterate a point that I said earlier. None of these things are by accident. These are curated things to make you feel like you really know them on purpose, so you can buy the next album, or go listen to the next album, or buy the merch, or go see them on tour, or go see that next movie. When you look at these documentaries, you're looking at these interviews, or you're looking at Instagram posts or the Instagram stories, it's making you believe that you have access to them that nobody does have. It's making you believe that you can be this person or really be next to this person because it's within your grasp. And I know a lot of times you follow these celebrities and think of celebrities as role models, or you feel like you can be these people one day, or they inspire you to be something bigger than yourself. I think that's how you got other celebrities. Like when you see singers looking up to older singers that came before them, rappers who's looking up to other rappers that came before them. You look at athletes that inspire them to play the sport, and they're inspired by the other athletes to be better and all these things, and they get to meet their idols, etc. But these, like I said, sometimes are curated, and I think the average person needs to realize that celebrities don't live an average life like us, right? They have access to things and security and all things. They don't live a normal life, right? Whereas me and you, we live a life which is a good life, but we don't live a life of luxury sometimes, especially right now when people are living paycheck to paycheck. I think 60 or 70% of the United States are living paycheck to paycheck. Celebrities, some of the celebrities are poor, but most of those celebrities aren't understanding what it means to go to work, live this 9-to-5 life, having to cook for themselves and all these things. Their job is to entertain and connect with their fans, to keep up the idea of who they are, right? And like I said, is some of this authentic? I'm pretty sure. But we have to remember these people are working with some of the best marketing teams in the world. And I really feel like that we need to really realize that, because sometimes we can blur the lines and not realizing that these people are doing this on purpose, And my final argument, and the last two things I want to bring up, is that 20 years ago, you wouldn't really be able to have this much access because of social media. Usually you'll see them on magazines, movies, and interviews if you get to see it on TV. But now, since everything, you can post instantly straight to the fans through Instagram, Snapchat, even start a YouTube channel. I see a lot of basketball players do that to give them more access to the people that you want to follow. It grows another level of closeness, right? Back in the day, when you wouldn't really heard from these rappers, or you wouldn't hear from these musicians, rappers and musicians, these movie stars, until one had a movie coming out and new music was coming, right? But now you can kind of just see people living their daily lives because of the pictures and the closeness that comes with social media, because everybody's intertwined with it. And so the question isn't so much about why are so many people criticizing and weighing in on social media about Taylor Swift. The question is why are we so much invested in it? And we need to recognize that we're so much invested in it. Take a step back and realize that life is bigger than the people we follow. And realize that these celebrities are brands. Realize these celebrities are just regular people like us. And realize that these things are curated. But at the same time, I think if we do that, we'll appreciate the art more. We can appreciate these people are flawed just like us. They make the same mistake like us. One of the things I realize and I find interesting is when these celebrities make the same mistakes that regular people make, and be like, why would you do that? Because, you have a lot of money, you have a lot of status. Because they go through the same emotions, the same feelings, they make the same mistakes as us. It's just more on the stage now because everybody can see it, And I think that we forget that these people are regular people like us. And not saying that they're different only because they can sing better or dance better or throw a football better or shoot a jump shot better or they can paint better, whatever. But at the end of the day, they're regular people like us. And I think we confuse the two, that they're geniuses on another level. Like when people keep saying Kanye West is a genius, yes, at music, but it doesn't make him a historian, doesn't make him like the end all be all because he makes a lot of money. And I think sometimes we confuse the difference between people that they really good at one thing and think they're genius in everything. And I think that's farther from the truth.